Martin George Law School. So, Mr. George, tell us about the school, the College of Law.
Right. Yes. Hi. Good morning. So, yeah, Marlon, the thing is, based upon, I think, like programs such as this, where we discuss many legal concepts and ideas, people have always, approached me, and said, hey, I like how you explain things, how you simplify it, why don't you try starting, teaching people, officially, that kind of thing. And I mean, the reality, Marlon, is that I come from a background of educators and teachers. Both parents were school principals. Some of my sisters are teachers. I myself was a school teacher at Signal Hill Senior Comprehensive for 1 year. So teaching is in our blood, and we were always being taught by our parents. We were always learning. Everything, they made a learning experience. Even if you go, even if they took us to the beach, you had fun for that day, but then, by the time you got back home, they told you, well, you have to write an essay. So, that's how I learned and grew and developed, and that sharing that knowledge is important, and that has always been part of my, mantra and my intention. So, by forming this college, the idea is to share everyday legal ideas and experiences, in a simple, relatable way for members of the public. And, we do it in a simple, in a one-day course, and you get a certificate at the end to show that, you've been part of this process. We've, taught you some of the basics. So, like, for instance, Marlon, one of the first things we're looking at is under our program called Divorce for Mummies and Daddies Too. And the first course we're doing under that is DIY, Divorce It Yourself, right? This is where we will teach members of the public how to prepare and file your own divorce papers without an attorney, right? We take you through the steps, of the forms from the family proceedings rules. We, explain to you the proceedings in the family court, how things occur, how we show you what is a Form 1, a Form 2. We explain to you what are the grounds for divorce, the basis upon which you can prove the ground for divorce, which really is just basically the irretrievable breakdown of your marriage. So we help members of the public understand these terms and concepts and these ideas, which, I think are usually clothed in, the highfalutin language and,
yes,
Latin phrases, so that, it makes it all seem scary and confusing. So we want to simplify it, bring it to the public in a way that they can understand, so that, they come out with the knowledge, because, knowledge is power. And we say knowledge of the law empowers.
Yeah. So, Mr. George, let's go deeper into some of the issues, if I can say, the curriculum that you intend to go through. Crypto, understanding cryptocurrency. You speak about what constitutes the Constitution. Don't defame my name, an introduction to the law of defamation, libel, and slander, and so on, and a host of other topics.
Yes, and like, for instance, we deal with the issue of we have a topic called "The Child is Mine." Understanding child custody, maintenance, access, visitation rights, daily care and control. Because let me tell you, Marlon, many of these areas are very confusing to members of the public. And the thing is, sometimes, you have lots of persons who come to the family court, they may not have an attorney, and they're hearing all these terms, these concepts. They don't have a clue. They kind of just lost. And then an order is made. They don't understand what the order is, what it means, the implications, that kind of thing. So with a simple course such as ours, and we charge one flat fee, it's $9.75, and you get a certificate level course for a one-day period. We are running on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. We're at COSTAT. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., and on Saturdays, it's 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And any member of the public can call and register. Our number is MAG4Law. We use the number 624-4529. It spells out on your keypad, MAG4Law.
All right. So these, what is being offered? These services, Mr. George, are they going to be? It's going to be face to face, or is it going to be done virtually?
Right. So we are actually offering a mix to suit people's needs. So we have the physical classes at COSTAT. It's at COSTAT's Port of Spain campus on Melville Lane. That's close to Dundonald Street, right? And we have online options also. So therefore, you could be in Toco, you could be in Tobago, you could be in San Fernando, and you can still participate at the same time as those who are coming in person, because we are offering a hybrid, a mix of online and in person. So therefore, you are able to participate either way.
All right, so let's get back to, because the document that I have here, I see that you all are going to be focusing on 15 areas. So if it is, so is it that when the person signs on, is it for one area, or you get knowledge concerning all of these areas here?
Right. No, the thing is you choose which area you want to go with, and you sign up for that, because not everybody will be interested in all the same things.
Yes.
Like for instance, we have one that says squatters' rights and owners' wrongs. What are squatters' rights and how to initiate a claim for adverse possession of squatters' land. Then we have tenants' rights and landlords' wrongs. Learn how to protect and defend against oppressive landlords, understanding your rights as a tenant and how the law can protect you. So the thing is, you would know the area that is suited to your particular interest or concern, and that's the course you will sign up for. So we are rolling them out in phases, we're rolling them out slowly, but the fact is we will eventually be offering all of these as options for you. All right, but the first one we started with is the signature course, which is the DIY, Divorce It Yourself. How to prepare and file your own divorce without an attorney.
All right, very, very interesting, Mr. George. So for the people who may be now joining us, how do they register again?
Right, okay, so the number is MAG4Law, right, 624-4529. Right, so you can call that number and you can do your registration. Some of the forms that are available online on social media, you can also just click the register button and you'll be able to go straight to the registration page. So either way, you are able to get registered, right? Or you can come in person to the main office.
I get the impression that this is for everybody, Mr. George?
Well, the thing is, what we try to do, we try to cater for areas which the general public would be interested in. For instance, we have another one which will be a will to make a will. How to draft, prepare, and execute your own will without an attorney. Lots of persons don't realize that they can actually prepare their own will, but you have to be able to do so in line with the parameters and requirements of the law. Otherwise, your will would not be valid. So therefore, we will show you all the steps how to prepare it, how to ensure that it's properly executed, how to ensure that it's properly witnessed. The persons who cannot be witnesses to the will, all of that we'll be able to teach you and explain to you, so therefore you'll be able to understand. Because what happens, Marlon, is a lot of litigation ends up unnecessarily over issues such as a will that is improperly drafted or badly drafted. So we want to show the public how to do these things clearly, simply, and accurately. And I just want to make the point, Marlon. A lot of people, like for instance, on this issue of a will, they think, well, okay, I could just pull down a precedent from the internet or, LegalZoom or one of these other programs. But the reality is that for a lot of these things, you have to look at what is the relevant context for Trinidad and Tobago. Pulling down a program for the U.S. is not going to necessarily mean that it is something that will work in Trinidad and Tobago, because they are catering for their laws in the U.S., their legislation and statutes in the U.S. You need something that's relevant to Trinidad and Tobago law. That's why we are able to explain these things to persons.
Mr. George, it's always a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you very much for speaking with us this morning, and we wish you all the best with your course here.
Indeed, and thank you very much. And that number, once again, it's MAG4Law, 624-4529.
All right, bye for now. So it's time for a very quick break.